Good afternoon, NorCal Karters. This is Jason, and I'm coming live to you from Prairie City Kart Track out in Rancho Cordova. And in a moment, we'll bring Donald Durbin on from Cambrian GoKarts and All-Star Karting, which is the facility in Prairie City, in Rancho Cordova. So it's been a track been around for a long time. So let me get the events out of the way, and then we'll bring Donald on. So bear with me for a second. I'm mobile, so I'm toggling between different apps here. So this coming weekend, we have CCKRA. They have their kickoff round. And next week, one of our sponsors, Challenge of the Americas, have the Rock Cup race down at Cal Speed. So if you click on our calendar, you can register for the event right off of our page. You can also visit challengekarting.com. And again, that's the Rock Cup USA program. And Challenge of the Americas, thanks for your support. And Andy, thanks. And sounds like you have a lot of momentum going. That same weekend is the Blue Max Kart Club on the 23rd. And the following week, we have the Pro Kart Challenge. And that takes place on February 29th and March 1st. Also that same weekend is the Kinsman Kart Club. They kick off their season on March 1st. And fast forward into March, we have the Road Racers. NCK, they are also a sponsor. So if you click on our calendar, you can register for their event. That is March 9th. It's going to be a Monday. So you're going to get tired of hearing it. Monday. NCK Road Racers are racing on a Monday at Thunder Hill. So check out the information at norcalkarters.com. And that following week, March 13th, is the SCUSA Pro Tour. That is their Winter National. So today's events are just going to be cut a little bit short. You can see all the listings on norcalkarters.com. Click on the calendar. But let's get to the interview with Donald. Donald, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
And so today we were out here for the rental carts. And tell us a little bit about the karts.
They're great. I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was fun seeing you guys out there. They're Burrell Art N35s, 9-horsepower Hondas, Avinco tires on them. They handle great. We keep them up, and it's actually a lot of fun to drive them on the track.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun today. And so the word around NorCal, and one of the popular questions lately has been, have you ever driven Prairie City backwards? And there are a lot of drivers that have never driven this track backwards. And today we had the opportunity to go both directions. And it was a lot of fun.
You like it backwards?
Yeah. It's a whole different track.
I wanted to introduce something a little bit different. I've been coming here, since I was little, probably 20 years I've been coming to this track and really enjoying it. And nothing against it. We've just always gone the same direction. And when we took over the property in November, me and some coworkers went out on the rental carts and we went backwards. I wanted to do it badly, but I didn't want to put the word out and do all of this, discussion about it and then turn out it's not safe or something's wrong or it's just not going to work at all. So we tried really hard to find all the little problem areas. There wasn't any or really anything that couldn't be changed. We moved some barriers as a just-in-case measure. We moved this a little bit wider. Got some advice from folks that were out driving. Joey Hand gave me an idea about a section of a barrier. It's all good feedback. We made those changes, and I think it flows really nicely. It's good. I'm glad you guys and your group enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, so again, that's why we were out here today. It was for the rental carts. A lot of us, we're just racers at heart, so we don't really care what it is. It's whether it's the typical indoor place or outdoor track. We just like to race, and without blowing smoke up your ass, kudos on the balance on all the rental carts. We've all gone to indoor places, and you jump into one, and it's like, I'm going to smoke the track record. Then you jump into the next one, you turn right, and you hit the wall because they don't turn right. And we did... we had 5 guys. We did 3 sessions. So that's 15 different looks at different karts. And all the karts were pretty well paired.
Yeah, I think the four of you guys were always nose to tail, which was cool.
Yeah, it was the parody was really nice. So that it was nice to jump from one cart to the next and say, oh, I know what this one's going to do. They each have their own little characteristic, but they weren't pigs.
Yeah.
So good job on that.
Well,
and yeah, hopefully people don't come out and just wear the crap out. And
I think, like you said, going to the indoor tracks is always a lot of fun. A benefit that they have, and it might be a hindrance as well, is they can run almost 24 hours a day being inside and turn on the lights and the ventilation and off they go. And it doesn't leave a lot of time for maintenance, whereas we're restricted this time of year, 9 to 5, a little later on the year, 9 to 6, 9 to 7, maybe even 8 o'clock at night. But, we have downtime, and we change the tires and the oil, and check the alignment, and change the fuel pumps. And because I like to race too, and when you get into a go-kart that is not the same as the one you just got out of, that's a big disappointment. So,
it is, yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And so I figured, okay, we're at the track. We're going to get Donald on. And I was out here, I think last time I was out here was probably KPX for last year.
Mm-hmm.
And there's definitely some stuff changing around here.
Yeah.
So what do you have in the works right now for changes to the track or things you've already changed?
It's been a lot of fun. I will say that again and again. I'm really, really enjoying it. It feels like a piece of you, and you want it to reflect how you want to express yourself, and I want to make people feel welcome. I want them to come in and feel taken care of and feel like they're at their track. So, we didn't do anything major, but at the same time, we rearranged a little bit. We cleaned up, we put in some palm trees, we put in some tables, we put some siding up on the building and got it finished. We moved some trailers around to kind of lend themselves a little bit better for visitors to come and have a place to park, and that's still going to get rearranged a little bit more. But what's really exciting is my goal, and we're going to do it, is to have the spectator and the mechanic and the father and the mother and the family members be comfortable. And we can do that with tables and chairs and heaters and cold refreshments. But also, I've always struggled to see the backside of the track. For years, they turn right going around turn 4 and 5 and they disappear, and 15, 20 seconds later they reappear, and you got your fingers crossed hoping that everything's okay. But now, as technology and times change, it's like we need to keep our eye on the go-kart. What's it doing? Is it pushing? Is it sliding? Is it hopping? Are they giving us the right feedback? Or what happened? Why did you not come back around? So we have ordered and received all of the equipment to put in the camera system, and we will have coming and going views of every corner around the track, and it will be displayed on 2 large monitors, one under the grid and one in the hospitality tent. And we can tie that in with Race Monitor, Race Hero, the timing system, to where you can watch qualifying instead of maybe all of us looking at our phone, which is great, and it's great technology, but we can stand there and have a coffee and watch how morning practice is doing and visually see the line of karts drive away and how they get on the straightaway, how they climb that hill going backwards, how they come over the different technical curbs. But that to me is going to be a lot of fun. We've got a PA system that is arriving. It's actually 50% here and 50%.
Well, you had the music going until we started recording.
We got some speakers out, but we got a real PA system so we
Okay.
can communicate with the grid. That's a necessity. You need to be able to know what's happening, what's coming up next. Even on practice days, I've been so fortunate and lucky and happy that the paddock has been very full all weekends, and not being able to get on a loudspeaker and say, this session is next, this group's coming up next. It's frustrating for my friends and customers as well as for me. So that was ordered a while ago, and it will be up. In February, we will have the camera system and the PA hung up and working.
Okay. And so you had mentioned you've been coming to Prairie City for 20 years?
Yeah.
roughly.
Well, let's see if my math's right. I bought my first go-kart in 1994. And where are we now?
Was that an Invader?
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it from Jeff Nelson. It was a used Invader, and it was a great decision. My grandmother left me $1,000 when she passed away, and when I was old enough, I was 11, my dad showed me this bond that was $1,000, and we were going to build a go-kart. His friend Joe White at the time said, Durbin, you're crazy. You don't build a go-kart. Just come race them. We're racing them. So we went and looked at it, bought one, and it was $1,000, and went out to the Terry Ives driving school, brought my own go-kart there. It was a KT100, and I think I went straight into the hay bales at the end of the Davis straightaway immediately. But never got out of it since.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Why do I want to say your number was 94? I could be way off on that. But
No, yeah, that's okay. Well, I was 79 pretty much
79,
forever.
there
Yeah.
we go. Okay.
Yeah. My dad raced Top Fuel dragsters for a stint, for a long time, but he finished that up when I was 4.
Okay.
So I don't recall very much of it,
79.
but he was number 799. So when it was time for me to pick a number, he helped me pick that.
Yep. There's always that trace back for all of us that pick numbers.
Yeah.
And not to talk about myself, but I'm pretty good at it. My first racing number was 13, and I just loved it. And everyone, oh, that's bad luck, that's bad luck. And so finally everyone got in my head. I took my number off and changed it to 3. Then I won.
Hey,
so, completely it had nothing to do with the number, but but ever since then I never put 13 back on my cart.
I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah. So let's talk. Maybe people don't know you. Again, these podcasts are really aiming for bringing new people into the sport.
Yeah, very
and
important.
Targeting a different market. Obviously, with the race dates and everything else, we have racers listening and chiming in, which is always appreciated. But give someone a background. So you started in the 90s, you bought your first kart.
Yeah, I think from there, we did what we all do. I had fun as a father-son duo. We got my brother into it for a little bit, but it wasn't for him, and that was perfectly fine. But my dad and I, gosh, have grown so much together because of it, honestly, and that's probably one of my favorite stories to tell people when I'm talking to them about building a go-kart for them is, I don't know what me and my dad would be doing today if we didn't buy that go-kart back in 1994 or 5, because we work together, we are in business together with multiple businesses, we have raced together all over the country. He's definitely a huge support system in my life. I'm very lucky to have him, very thankful. But it has kept us close because from that go-kart purchase, we went to Blue Lax Kart Club. And then we went to the Kinsman Kart Club. Then we came here to the Prairie City racetrack. We went to Nevada. But we started off by just finding a home, and it seemed like in those days, home for NorCal was cycling around, the 3 tracks, if you will, and I think it was, or maybe 4, there was Monterey, Dixon, Davis, Prairie City, and Reno was alive and well as also. And you got your feet wet, you picked a club, you enjoyed it, you had a blast, and you stuck around there for a couple of years, and my goal was to get a trophy. There's always 20 kids in the class. I mean, getting a trophy was an enormous deal. I was promised that I would get a suit. I wore a jacket, and that was in the budget. And I was going to get a suit when I got a trophy, and that took 2 years. That was a big day. But then they came easier after that. So we traveled around. We did the IKF series. That was a blast. Then I think the next era was... What was it? What was the shifter series that was before SCUSA?
So SCUSA had their original stint. Then there was the Stars of Karting.
Yeah, that's it.
That kind of came up as the Indy IRL conflict.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
I did the